Still getting his feet wet as far as calls and all that. He looks in good shape. Had a bye week last week, healthy. Like to get him in as quick as possible. This means this week, so I don't want to put him in an unfair situation. He's played a lot of football though, and football is the same. He should help us. He's a good run stopper as well as he can win one-on-one pass matchups. So that's what we're looking for him to do.
When did the trade sort of come together, and what was sort of the impetus from you to go out and chase a good player like that?
We talked about it last week before a game, where we are as a team, what we think might help us. Everybody they had a bye week, so we weren't worried about injuries or anything like that. Certainly want to give the guys in the room first opportunity. It wasn't like guys weren't playing hard and doing it. I just felt like we needed that veteran guy, the guy that's shown me on a consistent basis that he can win one-on-one matchups, impacts football games. Losing Flo, also losing Sean Peterson in the same game. Just felt like we needed another guy, and happy to get him.
What does it show to the rest of your team when you go out and make a pretty significant move like that?
Probably ask them. For us as an organization, we're always looking to improve, but we want to make sure we give our guys an opportunity. It's hard as a player. Like, I had to let Byron go, and I think he held up his own. But I do feel like everybody wants the best opportunity to win. And selfishly, they all want to play, but they understand we're trying to get this done as a team. We have a lot of Ottawa guys, Webb and Dom and Gary Johnson, and so they know him and gave me a real good recommendation. I didn't tell him before because I didn't want it to get out, but I do feel like everything came back positive. That's why he's here.
Do you feel like at this point it's kind of like a spark that you need just to bring in fresh veteran blood that's a known commodity?
Yeah, I don't know, spark. We'll just, I just feel like we needed that type of player to kind of hopefully make our defense feel a little more confident stopping the run, and then on second and longs, feeling like we can settle in and get pressure with not necessarily having to blitz to do it. So that's the goal. He's been a good player against us too, and it means sometimes you know that he's done in the league, but you also remember what he did against you, and he's had good games against us consistently, and that was easy reason to bring him in.
Does he have the leadership style like maybe Flo does? I mean, it obviously one.
Yeah,
he coming in that spot. I mean, obviously it's a switch, but is there a leadership style that's akin to him?
I don't know him that well, so I have to kind of just backtrack it. I just want him to be himself. I wouldn't ask him to do anything different than what he's always done. Be accountable, though. Make sure whatever you're talking, you do what you say you're going to do. We've got good leadership on the back end there. We also, Markel Lee practiced today too in a full fashion, so I feel like leadership is not going to be a problem for this group.
That's what I would ask. Lee practiced and Moncrief didn't. Is one available and one maybe not this week?
I don't know. Like you said, I think it's going to be some tough decisions. I can't really comment on whether or not who's going to be available or not, but I do feel like I think it's important to practice. I always feel like you prepare, you get the information, you soak it in, you take it to the field, you practice. That allows you then to feel like you can trust what you're hearing and seeing to execute in the game. So practice still is important.
Is Moncrief injured?
Yeah, well, he's beat up, and he's been toughing it out and doing some things. But at some point you got to make sure they can do what they need to do to be a successful player on the field.
Is it fair to say you've been trying to find the right mix in your secondary since Sheldon Arnold went down?
That, and Adrian Green hasn't really been able to get back and feel comfortable that he can get back to playing the way he was playing before his injury. So, I think it's a secondary is probably the positions that I think really need to communicate the most. You need to know that guy next to you is doing his job, so you can just do your job. You need to say, hey, I'm here, so the other guy can free up. We're working on it. We're giving guys opportunities. We'd like some people to step up.
Lost to this BC team just a couple weeks ago. Do you feel like there's maybe a chip on the shoulder of your players just based on how that game went?
I don't actually, because we haven't won in 3 games now. The chip and the motivation means we got to play better and do more. And whether we're playing BC or anybody else right now, we realize it's late in the season. It's October tomorrow. We got to start improving and winning some of these close games and doing the little things better, which hopefully then translates into a better performance on the field.